Okay, everybody, today's date is April 26, 2015, and my name is Leslie Williams, and I'm in San Diego, California. I am a target victim and activist concerning the criminal expeditions of what is known as gang stalking. Still. Now, I'm still trying to shake off a cold that I got. You know, I rarely get sick. I get migraines. I haven't had the flu in years. And I rarely get a cold, but this one just kicked my butt. I've had it for about 10 days now. And it's finally starting to break up. But, okay, so anyways. It's Sunday, April 26, 2015. And this is a prediction video. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get up, as you can see. And I'm going to turn this camera around. And I'm going to show you Home Sweet Home. Now, this tent can be taken down within 10 minutes and put away if I have to go really fast. I take a little bit longer, about 20 minutes. That way I can take the tarp off very quietly. The black weatherization sheet that's on it makes no noise at all. Okay? And the tent itself has no plastic on it. It's all cloth. Okay? So it takes me about 4.5 minutes to quietly take the tarps off, fold them, the weatherization sheet off, and fold it. And I always wrap up the sleeping bag and my pajamas and everything in a new bag, duffel bag that I bought that's over there in a corner. Everything that I sleep in fits in that and one little Ralph's grocery bag, and then it gets hidden after I take everything outside of the tent, take the tent down and everything. But I wanted to show you, I'm just showing you right now how I'm living. Now, I want to tell you another thing. Even if I was not being gang stalked, I would probably be homeless because you can't afford rent in San Diego. Okay? I couldn't even really afford rent in Riverside because I'm on Social Security disability. Okay? And rent's just too high in California. But as a result of being homeless because of gang stalking, now you can go to Google and type in gang stalking creating homelessness of targets. Look at how many Google generated responses you get, numeric. And then look at the websites that come up, and you'll flat out see in your face within 10 minutes of research. It's literally going to be in your face that it's all over the internet that creating homelessness of gang stalking targets is what gang stalking perpetrators do to the target. Now you can, gang stalking is connected to every single type of crime that you can think of, period. Okay, including human trafficking. Illegal syndicated probate control is another one. Now what I'm going to do, so this is, and I take care of myself too. I wash myself, I brush my teeth every day, wash my face, wash my body, wear clean clothes. I eat pretty good, okay? All of it through the grace of God. And I also make sure that I pick camping areas that are away from other people. Okay, now I am being gang stalked at this area. I am being gaslighted at this area a little bit more discreetly than I was at my last hiking area. And so far they haven't set up any homeless men to camp close by me to harass me every day like they did at the last one. You would not believe what I went through at that last one. It was a complete hell. Okay, but they're going to do it here. They're going to eventually do it here. I have no doubt about it in my mind at all. So I'm predicting it right now that it's going to happen in the next 90 days. I'm also predicting I'm going to be arrested for illegal lodging and or ticketed for it, and or something that's going to happen to psychologically motivate me to move. That'll be done. Okay, so they can try and steer me to a different location that's further away from neighbors. As a result, neighbors can't hear me scream. Yes, and I have been assaulted at my hiking areas by individuals that were used in gang stalking. Absolutely. So what I'm doing in this video is I'm going to show you, I take my garbage with me and I throw it out every day. Okay? When this area is, when the tent's taken down and everything's put away, the tent's put, I carry my tent with me, but the tarp and the sleeping bags and everything are discreetly hidden, camouflaged. Okay? Another prediction I'm making, if I come back here on any date, including tomorrow, and there's anybody camping in my spot, that'll be done to psychologically motivate me to move. Now hold on a minute. Sorry about that. Alright, now what I'm doing right now is I'm showing you this little area. You cannot see, in fact, I propped all this up right here. All this right here you see, I propped up. So the tent which has got a brown tarp on it, and I used the dark side of the brown tarp. It's a tan tarp, but it's brown on one side, and there's 2 tarps, plus the black weatherization sheet. Now, when I go to, right before it gets dark out, I put a long pole from here to over here, and then I hang, I hang 2 55-gallon black contractor bags and some other black weatherization sheets on the pole, so nobody can claim that they saw my flashlights. Okay, because during the night, like once it gets dark out, I'm still up for at least 2 hours, and so I open up the corner of the tent briefly, periodically, to smoke a cigarette. And when I do that, I always make sure before I get inside the tent for the night that this area is completely clear of any type of brush that could catch on fire, because that's the last thing I want to happen, considering the environment and me being blamed for anything. So what I did over here was I created a big gigantic wall, and the wall was made to blend in with how the rest of the landscape looks. So if you were at the entrance, which is also the exit of this area, and you were standing there looking towards this way, you cannot see the tent at all. Now, I am extremely quiet at this spot, and one of the reasons why I'm quiet at this spot, I'll talk to you about that in a second. First, let me take in a small tour. I have also set up creative security parameters, okay? And I did that so, in case somebody starts to approach my area, I'll be able to hear them stepping on twigs. They have to move long branches and tree limbs that I have propped up, that are also propped up to make it appear that they have just fallen. Okay, so in other words, between, like look at all this down here. In order for them to approach me here, you're gonna hear that. Okay, and I know the difference between the weight of a raccoon, coyote, rat, bunny, whatever. Okay, because I've been camping that long, trust me, I know. Because you gotta look at it this way. When a person is laying down in their tent, especially at night after it's dark, or even before, I even know the sounds that a bird makes when it is displacing the foliage on the ground, looking for whatever it is they look for it to eat. Absolutely. Okay, that's how long I've been hiking. But when you're laying down in your tent, in my tent, my head is 1/8, between a ½ inch and 1 inch off the ground. So I am very accustomed to knowing what types of noises that the wind will make. Okay, and when I hear like a twig break or a branch fall, I look up at the top of the trees to see if the wind is blowing. Okay, and if it's not, then what I do is activate my security precautions. Another thing that I do, if anybody ever approaches this area, like homeless men or punks or teenagers, what I'm going to do, I'll be able to hear them as a result of all these security measures and because of the foliage of the landscape and how it is orientated. This entire area is nothing but dead trees that have fallen, live trees that are obviously upright, massive amounts of bushes that are different kinds, and the way they blend in and even entangle within the rest of the foliage, there's no way that anybody can even think about approaching from the entrance to within 10-15 feet. I'd hear them. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll say, hey, this spot's taken, okay, please leave. And then what I'll say is, hey Tim, get up. I'll pretend like I'm with a man. Now, if that individual or individuals still tries to approach me, and if they do, they'll probably try and act like they're asking for directions and approaching me as they're doing it, to act all innocent and shit. And then they'll say, well, and then when something happens, like an assault or whatever, because what they're doing is propping these people up, and then they'll say, well, we know how she's going to react to it as a result of cyber surveillance. They see that I take video pictures of anybody and everybody that's bothering me. People they're propping up along my route. So when they bring somebody up in here, they know I'm going to get out my video camera for safety reasons. Okay, so what they'll do is, and they also know that I wear a tape recorder. It's all over my videos, and all you got to do is go to Google and type in cyber surveillance and gang stalking. So they know how I'm responding to the harassment. What they got to do is make it appear that the assault that's going to take place towards me is done because of something I did to provoke it, like taking a video picture of a person who was just innocently asking me a question. Okay, because that's what they do. See, what they do is they try to distract you from your thinking while approaching you by asking you mindless questions. I'm not from this area. I lost my dog. Do you know which road is, do you know where this road's at? Do you know where that road's at? And as they're asking me, they're continuing to walk towards me. When they see I then got the video camera, they'll say, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you taking a video picture of me? And then they can use that as an excuse to say, I got so close to her, I seen she wasn't with a man, and then therefore they'll feel more comfortable with the assault. Because these motherfuckers that they're using, okay, they already know that I'm alone. But if I state that I'm with a man, and my tape recorder's running, and my video camera's running, and the asshole still approaches me, it'll show that this motherfucker had criminal intent. Absolutely. Because if a man or a guy or 2 or 3 of them walk up in here and I say, the spot's taken, please leave, and then I say, Tim, get up, okay, and they still approach me, they gotta have a normal appearing excuse for doing so. Oh, I just wanted to ask her some questions. Oh, I just wanted to know where a road was close by. Oh, this, oh, that. And then they'll act like that, and then they'll use any excuse to provoke an argument, including using the statement that, what are you taking a video picture of me for? What are you taking a video picture of me for, bitch? Okay, and then escalating that, and even trying to take the camera. Okay, so these kinds of events are called street daters and gang stalking. Trust me, I already know what I'm talking about because they've already tried it. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so. And if you don't think that they're not using homeless men in gang stalking, Google it. And you want to know why they're used? Because they're easily bought off, cheaply bought off, okay, including with charity services, okay, because it's organized crime in a system at the federal, state, and local level. And if you don't think that police officers and people in the government don't have connections to charities, social services, food banks and stuff like that, things that homeless men need, think again. That way no money comes out of the syndicate's pocket. Do you understand? So what they do is they use homeless men. They're easily bought off. They're easily relocated after an event, okay? And the police have an easy excuse for claiming why they can't find them. Absolutely. 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 Another thing is that one of them homeless men that they got to assault me on January 30, 2014, they're intentionally still propping him up along my path at Rouse. And that's done to bait me to call the cops. Absolutely. Now, there could be a number of reasons why they're doing that. One, to make the police look like they're doing their job, could be one. Or it could be a number of different motivations. They're re-propping him up along my path for a reason. Okay? So, anyways, and that assault was predicted 9 hours before in a tape recorder, 90 seconds before it occurred, 60 seconds before it occurred, and 20 seconds before it occurred. Absolutely. Okay, so now let me just show you this here. This is I keep this area completely clean, and I even try not to walk over a lot of it so the landscape doesn't look displaced, the actual ground. I keep very quiet here, okay? And let me tell you another thing that I've done, because their goal is to make it appear, the police, the syndicated cops that are involved in this shit, their goal is to try and catch me camping. So they got to have a normal appearing excuse to do it. Like a neighbor heard me, a neighbor saw me, a kid stumbled across me as a result of him exploring. RP workers, volunteers for RP personnel. And I know you don't understand that. That's a code word, a code notation I got to use for security purposes. Just trust me. Utility company personnel, RR employees. They will use anybody and everybody because they're able to use these people as a result of their techniques and their employment descriptions. To give you a sidebar illustration concerning an actual visual representation about how easy this is, go to YouTube right now and type in "Listen to a Stranger." That's a video that's literally dedicated concerning gang stalking, from the very second you start it up until the very second that it ends. And that's just some of the techniques of gang stalking in reference to how easy it is to get anybody to do anything for somebody who's got a badge, whether it be real or fake. Okay? You can also Google gang stalking and police, gang stalking and fake bogus criminal investigation files, slander, gossip. You would not believe what they're doing to targets. Now hang on a second, because as you can see my birds here, see them right there? Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Hang on, see, I gotta give him a piece of bread. Hold on. Now, so what I do is I predict what these wild animal whores are gonna do before they do it. Excuse my language. But that's my way of proving that that this crime is occurring. Because right now, in real time, as of today's date, I have predicted 5 assaults. I have predicted a harassment that was then caught on over 1,000 audio files, okay, and much more. And I predicted 2 arrests. Absolutely. The arrest that they perpetrated towards me on November 11th, 2014, okay, at my last hiking area, which caused me to have to move, was predicted by me in a tweet 22 hours before. That's right. So, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegoans, fellow Californians, and fellow La Jollans, I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever. I'm a practicing Christian woman, to the best of my ability. And what I mean by that is that I'm just, on a daily basis, I say my prayers, I read my Bible, I listen to Christian videos, and I'm going to tell you something right now. The only thing that I can be thankful for concerning this crime happening to me is that it's definitely caused my relationship with God to mature. Absolutely. So, anyways, and when I, as far as like how do I go to the bathroom, that's all taken with me as well and disposed of. My name is Leslie Williams. My goal is to prove this crime is happening to me so you can ask yourself and to expose the fact that the San Diego police are engaging in at least gross negligence of duty, as well as San Diego Sheriff's Department deputies. Absolutely. And their little whore asses have attached, you know. Fellow citizens, if you knew what I have been through because of this crime, you would understand my language. Okay? The San Diego Sheriff's Department, none of their officers know me by relation, by any type of personal relationship in any way, shape, or form. Neither does the San Diego Police. They chose to attach themselves to this campaign by engaging in criminal activity towards me as a result of them being connected to it and taking orders from the individuals who are perpetrating it. Okay? They made the choice to do this. I had nothing to do with their choices. They made their choices. Therefore, they are responsible for their choices. And all the exposure that they are going to endure, okay, and eventual hopeful legal actions. Because they made their choices to do this to my life, to engage in criminal activity and gross negligence of duty at least. They made their choices. They are grown adults. I did not make their choices. They did. Okay? Now, let me give you an example about how I mean concerning this. If you were to walk up to a police officer and even just put your finger on his shoulder, he can arrest you. He can arrest you. Or she. Okay? But I've endured 5 brutal assaults, okay, because of being gang stalked. All 5 were predicted. Let's see, all 5 were predicted in audio files. 1 was predicted, I think, in a tweet. 1 was predicted in an email. And 1 was predicted in a video file. Before they occurred. Okay? So, you just would not believe, and that does not excuse the sexual harassment endured by 2 San Diego Sheriff's deputies inside the Hall of Justice, San Diego. You know, I filed a formal complaint, never heard from them. Because they don't give a shit. They're criminals. Anyways, the point being, and it will always be, whether I'm broke, because my Social Security is now all of a sudden being reviewed. I'm experiencing mail theft and mail delayment. Google gang stalking and Social Security, gang stalking and Social Services, gang stalking and security guards, Social Services and Social Security, mail theft and mail delayment, and postal workers and gang stalking. It's organized crime in the system, baby cakes at the federal, state, and local level. So basically what they're doing is allowing the campaign to continue until it can achieve its criminal motivation, okay? Human trafficking being 1, syndicated probate control being 2, insurance fraud, pornography, you name it. They're involved in everything and anything that you can think of, including identity theft. Last month, 2 separate UCSD students walked by me and Ralph's and said, I forget how they worded it. I made a notation, verbal notation about it in my tape recorder. They said, gang stalking, are you going to take our money or something like that? It had to do with my bank. So I let my bank manager know. And then something else has happened since. But I'm not going to talk about this at this time. Just trust me. Okay. The point being is this: I am a victim of this crime, a target of this crime, and an activist concerning it. It is my right to look. They created the homelessness of me, and then are using it against me to arrest me and throw me in jail. Okay, put me on 3 years probation illegally and criminally from it. Okay, using the very police departments I'm exposing, yet they won't investigate none of the gang stalking, even though I got 1,000 audio files showing the same exact identical verbal harassment occurring around me every day, everywhere I go. Every day, everywhere I go. So go to Google so you can see some of this evidence, in your face evidence. I'm talking about in your lap. Indisputable, black and white, indisputable evidence that I'm being gang stalked. Go to Google and type in UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking? In that blog alone is at least 100 videos. At least 75% of them show me being harassed verbally in the same exact identical way everywhere I go. And you're also gonna see at least 3 assaults. Okay, and evidence that those 3 assaults were predicted. So, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegoans, what I'm doing is basically just sharing with you my life experience as far as being a target of this crime and an activist about it. Now, so I figure if I'm going to be homeless, I might as well make the best of it. You know, I live very cleanly, and I gotta be totally honest with you. If this gang stalking wasn't going on, I'd be having a hell of a great time. Because for one, I love nature. I'm making the best of this. I really, really am. Another thing though, I want to tell you something. I take security provisions, and I got a can of maize, I got a pocket knife if I absolutely have to use it to defend myself. Let me tell you something right now, and I'm not referring to my knife. What I'm saying is this: if a person is approaching me or you or anybody else with criminal intent, and they're acting all hyper and crazy, and they're approaching you like they're going to assault you, do you really think that by you picking up your phone, waiting for it to power on, calling 911, and then waiting for the police to come, do you really honestly think they're going to come and stop the assault, okay, within the 5 steps of him approaching you? Do you really think all that can happen within the 5 steps it takes for him to get to you to hurt you? Absolutely not. Okay, no. So, a defense in your hand is better than the police on the phone. Absolutely. And we all know that the police don't arrive until after the crime has occurred anyways, otherwise they wouldn't be called. Unless somebody's stupid enough to commit a crime right to your face as you're talking to them. Think about that. Now, they made me homeless. I can prove it. Undisputably prove it. So, they made me homeless. They're using homeless men to come to my hiking area and assault me. Okay, even to psychologically motivate me to call the police so they can give me an illegal lodging ticket. Absolutely, this is literally the depth and lengths of what I'm putting up with. Hold on. So, if you were in my shoes, would you not defend yourself if you had to, especially after being assaulted 5 times? Absolutely. And I'm not talking about my pocket knife. I'm talking about maize. I'm talking about my blowhorn. I'm talking about running from my camping area to try and avoid it. But the point being, though, is that they will do anything and everything to even make you think that you're going to be attacked to get you to run away so they can steal your stuff. They will do anything and everything, okay? Because they know that the ones who are doing this are involved with the police. Absolutely. So, I predict what these little filthy red-ass animal whores are going to do before they do it, and when they do it, eventually, okay, I'm going to tell you something. Thinking only goes so far and luck runs out. Okay? Eventually, the San Diego police are going to have to pay the piper in reference to what they've done to me, my life. I literally lost my ability to have children because of this shit. My biological clock ran out. So, in closing, if I am assaulted, arrested, robbed, raped, any of my property stolen, my bike included, and or damage to it, if any assholes come up here and take my hiking spot when I'm gone during the day, on any day, including tomorrow, it'll be directly connected to gang stalking. And in closing, for sure, these little filthy red-ass whores will even use kids. Go to Google and type in kids and gang stalking. They'll literally put children in harm's way. Yeah. Do you see how bad this shit is? Literally, Google it. Alright, I gotta go. Today's date is April 26, 2015. It's Sunday. I'm making this video. It's almost dark out, and I still gotta put up my weatherization sheets, my weatherization sheet wall. I then do that. I get inside the tent. I mind my own business. I go to bed about 11 o'clock. I wake up in the morning, take this shit down before anybody should be in the area. Okay, hide my property, and then leave. I bother no one along my routes. I bother no one here. I'm not involved in any illegal activity. Basically, I'm just living like I would be if I had an apartment. Okay? I just go about my day, bother nobody, being gang stalked along my routes. I come here, I'm creatively gaslighted here. Google that term to gang stalking. That's right. I was gang stalked here before I even moved my property here. I got it on audio file. Literally. Alright. Alright, I gotta go. I got stuff to do. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.